Well, hello, my beautiful Sagittarians. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with a little bonus reading all about you. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. Now, I will be using guide chimes, so please be mindful to turn down your volume if you are someone who is sensitive to sound. Also, I've just brought back the competition for one subscriber to win a free personal reading from me, but I'll let you know how to win that a little bit later on because some people are here just for the reading and I don't like to waste anyone's time. So with that in mind, let's get straight to your reading and let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Sagittarians, this is a little bonus reading all about you. Us tarot readers, we tend to focus on career, money, love, but we never ask, how are you doing? So this reading is going to tap into what you're moving through at this moment in time and of course what lies on the other side. And, you know, I'm seeing an image in the water before I even start your reading, okay? It's really random, but I'm seeing 3 mushrooms on top of each other, okay? So random, but perhaps this is a period of personal development and growth, where, you know, you are moving in stages in your life. Some of you may literally have added, you know, some mushrooms to your diet, for example. Perhaps there's some sort of health benefit there that you are getting from it. But also, I'm being given an energy of like Super Mario. You know that game it's a digital game that was around. I'm sure it's still around. I'm not sure, but I used to know about it when I was younger, of course. But didn't Super Mario like get superpowers or something from like mushrooms? I'm being given this energy of like, no playing small, take up more space in your life. You know, I'm just getting this energy. Now, of course, this may not resonate with all of you, but that's something that's coming through right now. I'm just seeing it almost like a totem of mushrooms, okay? 3 of them. It could be a logo. Could be something that's going to be very specific for you if you're asking for a sign on something. So, yeah, I'll just leave that there. It's something that's just popping up in the water because I'm scrying at the same time as you're reading, and I have to mention it there. But let's get to your reading and see what's coming out for you. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Sagittarians? What are they going through at this moment in time? So we have the 4 of Wands there. A lot of you are focused on family responsibilities. 4 Wands can also be that you're focused on your friendships at this time. We have the Chariot card. Now this is in the crossing position, so some of you may have, you know, moved or be thinking about moving away from, you know, your family or friends. Perhaps you've got an opportunity there, but also it can be that you feel there is this energy of distance in your friendships at this time, or you feel a detachment there. I mean, a lot of you are focused on your goals as well, and you are very ambitious, but you may feel a little bit stuck in a rut, or you may feel that life is life, right? And that your wheels are spinning in some way, that you want to gain traction on something, but it's not moving ahead quick enough for some of you. But I will tap into that energy when I get your cards, when I pick them up. There's more energy that comes from them. But your starting position is the 4 of Wands, and this is about celebrating yourself, your connection to people, you know, being more creative. I'm actually being 3-3 in the water as well, so this is an energy of creativity, spending more time with quality environments, you know, environments that foster connection or joy. So a lot of you could be looking at your community at this time, or the people you spend time with. If you're searching for your soul tribe, this could be that you're wondering where you're kind of like, I want to say fit in, but also I want to say stand out in. Okay? People who celebrate you, raise you up. Again, it comes back to, you know, you being in sync with your desires, your environments, with the people that you spend time with, good company, being your magical self. And, you know, I feel a lot of you, there is this energy, and this may not resonate with all of you, but the Four of Wands can be to return to something, or, you know, return home. And this could be return home to self for some of you there. We've got another return card, Six of Cups. So there is an energy of returning home to perhaps you that you once knew, or maybe you're returning to things that you once loved doing, hobbies, environments. I just feel like there is some sort of change here where you're trying to get back to better times, or you're trying to return to something that brought immeasurable joy, but you feel like you're not quite there yet. But yeah, the Chariot card indicates you're in a process right now of trying to focus on things that help you build the life that you aspire to. We also have the Four of Swords. That is your potential card. Having a rest, having a break, a well-earned break. A lot of change going on in your life. The Chariot card indicates a lot of you are on the go all the time, pushed and pulled in many different directions. You have many different interests, and you're just trying to make life work. And you may feel like you have to blend your energies in order to kind of like head in the right direction, but it always feels like life is moving the goalposts, or you're always feeling like the energy is at odds somehow. Okay, that's something that's coming out there as well. We have the Seven of Pentacles in your advice to yourself in this moment. Look at the things that dissatisfy you. You're in a self-evaluation period. Something is in development, which is really positive for you, but also it's like, cut out your focus, reframe. Focus on the things that bring you joy, or, you know, make you feel like your energy is worth it. That can be friendships, environments, situations. We've got the Nine of Pentacles, independence. We've got the Ace of Wands, that spark, that lust for life, reigniting that spark, following your passions. But also there's an energy of digging a little bit deeper. We've got the Knight of Swords, a lifestyle change. This is you also thinking about your belief system. And for some of you, because we do have this groundedness with that Four of Swords, it's like restoring your peace, or restoring some sort of schedule, or restoring some sort of structure in your life, because you may feel like there's a scatteredness, like there's so much to do. It feels like you almost want a routine that grounds you in some way, because your advice to yourself in this moment is Seven of Pentacles. Look at your investments. Don't waste your time on anything that doesn't make you feel good. You know, don't be open to everything, as it were. Conserve your energy, because you have that Queen of Pentacles on the earthly plane position. So if you feel like there's lots of impromptu things happening all the time, you're suddenly distracted and going off and doing this thing, and then there's something else that comes on in, this is you kind of looking at how you can ground your energy, or find a foundation, as it were, to do more things that you love, or do more things that feel like there is potential in it. Okay, so yeah, really random. That all came out there before I start your reading. But your first card there is the Four of Wands, and that's all about your community. Okay, it's about the people you spend time with. So I feel this is an energy of you feeling there's been some changes or distances in friendships. Maybe you're outgrowing situations, evolving away from people, or perhaps there is a friend who has moved out, or maybe you've moved away from your friendship group, or from someone in particular. And the Four of Swords, I mean, for some of you, it can be that you've moved out away from family, or you're contemplating this move, because the Chariot card is a move, okay, or a relocation, or an evolution. But it's in the crossing position. So it's like you're half in, you're half out. With that Four of Swords, it can be that maybe you moved out to have peace, or perhaps you are evolving away from a situation in order to protect your inner peace, in order to take a rest from something that's just been too busy, overwhelming. So this could be a dynamic in a friendship or a relationship, or even like in a working environment. You're like, oh my gosh, I got so much on, I just need a rest. I just need to have some quiet time. I just need to find a little more clarity as to what I want, a little bit more independence, you know. You can be in a family setting, for example, and really love your family setting, but also you can desire to go off and do your own thing, be independent, feel like you are a part of something, but also apart from that something, if that makes sense, okay? So that's coming through there. But it also says here, home and celebration. Now, of course, this is about you celebrating you and all that you've accomplished, but some of you may be searching for home, and some of you are trying to come home to self, if that makes sense. That Four of Wands is an energy of like, who am I? Where do I belong? Fours are foundation cards, and it can indicate that you are trying to create some sort of structure in your life, but it feels like there's always a plot twist, or there's always something to do that kind of redefines your plans, or you try to fit it in. And you're kind of like wanting to do more things that are just important to you, and lock off everything else. Reframing your life like, what's important to me? What do I want to experience? Everything else, I can factor it in if I want, but I don't have to. Let me conserve my energy. Do more of what I want that feels important, and then everything else takes a sideline. You know, it's not important. So I feel there's a bit of a refocus going on here for you. Not only are you learning to invest in yourself and celebrate yourself, this is a card of perhaps wanting to build important connections, wanting friendships that really invest in a very deep way. For some of you, if you're soul searching for your soul tribe, I definitely see here that there's going to be two people who align with you. Now, this could be connected to a lifestyle choice or change. So if you are worried about moving to a new neighborhood, you may be like, okay, how am I going to, you know, build new relationships? As we mature, it's harder to connect to people. For some reason, people are just a little bit more closed off, but you may be moving to a new neighborhood that actually is more open and welcoming and fostering relationships. If you have like a soul tribe where you currently reside, doesn't mean you're going to disconnect from them. Yes, there may be some physical distance, but you're still going to be kind of like in the know or in the connection there. You'll always return. So if some of you are thinking about moving abroad or relocating, and you're contemplating where you feel is home right now, you may be feeling like, well, you know, this is where I feel like I belong. But you can always return to this place. This is about, you know, where you want to invest your time, your energy, where you feel called to be. And the Page of Cups is, you know, a happy surprise where, you know, you get to be in a place that you feel like you belong. The universe offers something to you, and this doesn't have to be connected to home. Home is a feeling. So that can be within your job. You feel at home within your job, or within a relationship, or within yourself, within an environment, or an actual home. Okay? So I feel this is about you acknowledging that there is going to be something new going on here that opens you up to a lifestyle change, and you are wondering where you fit into all of this, and can you retain your sense of independence in all of this as well. Okay, so that's something that's coming through strongly. Now, for some of you, you're trying to, as I said, build soul tribe connections, try and foster deeper relationships, because you're a really good friend to people. You've been there for people time and time again. You go way back with people, and you've always offered, you know, a supportive ear. You've always been content to, you know, come rain or shine, you've been there, okay? And you may be noticing certain dynamics right now where you feel that actually you're a little bit used to people not showing up for you in the same way. So you may be kind of like conserving your energy and being very diligent, waiting and watching. You still care about these people. That's why you feel a little bit in limbo there, because the Chariot card can indicate that you're wondering if you should fully distance yourself or move on from something, but it's in the crossing position. So you're feeling a bit stuck on this, or you're feeling like maybe you should give it more time. When you have a Four of Wands in the crossing position, it's in your foundation, but it's crossed by a chariot energy, it can be that there are some changes that have gone on in your home in some way. I mean, for example, some of you could be a parent and your child is going off to college and you're feeling like, okay, this is my time, which is great, but now you have fond memories of, them being children, guiding them, the ups and downs, and now they're off being independent, and you're like, okay, this is my independent time. But at the same time, there may be a lament, or you feel a bit stuck for a little while whilst you get into a rhythm of enjoying your time. There's going to be moments, reflections of, them being in your home, noisy environment, getting used to them being there, and suddenly, the Four Swords can be emptiness syndrome, where you're like, oh, okay, the house is a little bit quieter. They'll still check in on you. You'll still check in on them. And you're going to love that they're being wonderfully independent, but it's a major lifestyle choice and change that's going on. And whilst it gives you more energy to do more things that you love for you, there is this Seven of Pentacles where you feel like just a little bit, I don't want to say fed up. I feel there's just this energy of like, okay, well, not that you need a new project or anything like that. I just feel there is this kind of, what do I do with myself now? There's something coming through which I want to address, because this is not going to resonate with all of you. Everyone who's watching is not a parent. I totally get that. But it is coming through, so I have to acknowledge it. It's like, am I not needed anymore? The answer is absolutely not. Of course you're needed. This person, your child, or your children, or whoever, you are feeling emptiness syndrome for at this moment in time, because it's a strong energy that's coming through. You are always needed. You are the linchpin. You are home. Not the house that you live in, you are home. They will always come home to you. So if you're dealing with that right now, I'm sending you a huge hug out there and so much love. Yes, a lot of conflicting, raw energy there. But, this is an energy that acknowledges that they may actually come and surprise you and say, I've missed you. And, it may be that they're coming home unexpectedly because they genuinely miss you. And it's not that you cook for them or, do all the stuff. It's just that they miss you. You are home. Okay? Because this is the card of home. So, this is you either coming home to yourself, or you are recognizing that people in your life see you as home. But some of your friendships may have been changing. And this is whether you're a parent or not, some of your friendships may have been changing and you're feeling a little bit discombobulated in that. So you're fostering home within yourself. I feel also there has been some changes within yourself, whoever I'm picking up on right now. And the Chariot card can indicate that there's moments of feeling very stuck. There's moments of feeling very ambitious, moving forward. You can feel that life is heading in the right direction. And then suddenly you're thrown a curveball and it just feels like you're spinning wheels or you're grounded again. So you may be trying to navigate something or get something off the ground at this moment in time. You're trying to celebrate yourself, be positive, believe in it. And, I want you to be aware that whatever you're feeling stuck in, it will get moving in the right direction. You have the knowledge to take it to the next level. It's going to be fine. But I feel that a lot of you that I'm picking up on right now, you're making a major gear shift in your life in order to foster some major lifestyle choices and changes, is what I see. A lot of you on the other side of these changes and choices, there's more energy, there's more independence, there's more time. That's unusual, whatever that is. Nine of Pentacles is to take your time with something. There's more finances. There's more peace of mind. There's relief. So whatever it is that you're in the middle of or you're in the throes of right now, it feels like it's a slow moving process. I mean, it's interesting that the Chariot card is there and there's two turtles. So this is very important because if you think about the nature of a turtle, especially a sea turtle, they do go on land. And if you think about the nature of their conditions or their resources, when they're on land, they move slowly. They can be a little bit speedy, but they move quicker in water. Okay, so it can be that the conditions right now are asking you to be, very thorough, be precise, be methodical, perhaps. And when you are clear on what you feel is the framework that you are kind of aspiring to achieve, like when you frame something, you lock off everything else. Everything else outside that frame is a distraction, or it is a waste of your time. It may be something that's fun to do later on, but it's something that is not your ultimate focus. And a Four of Wands is to frame something, and everything outside of that frame is something that perhaps you don't see as important at this time. And the Chariot card is like you are changing your conditions, whether that's a structure or a schedule or an environment, in order to, be more efficient or get to where you want to go quicker. And I feel that this is about you utilizing your resources, conserving your energy, and acknowledging that sometimes we, walk and sometimes we run. And I feel right now you're being asked to measure the pace on something before you make a decision. You will start to gather momentum and things will work out for your highest good. This is a very positive card to get as an outcome. It means that you're adapting to something, or you're responding differently to something at this time, and things are going to work out for your highest good, and positive outcomes are assured. So if you are kind of distancing yourself from people who don't give back in the same way, or who do not meet your energy, this can be that you are adapting to a different way of responding to somebody. Maybe you're not getting back to them as quickly as you used to. Perhaps you are letting them sit and think why you are so distant, or why you have tempered your energy, or why you're not the same person that they can rely on to get the same reaction from. If someone crosses a boundary, or, has chosen to be audacious with their disrespect in some way, you have the right to be courageous with your boundaries. So a lot of you are, doing things differently at this time. You're celebrating yourself, or you're learning to celebrate yourself more, to reframe your life in some way. And the Queen of Pentacles is to invest in yourself, to invest in a life of comfort in order to, feel protected and stable in your life. So with this card, it says practicality, creature comforts, and security. That's the earthly bound position right now. So that means this is your focus. You just want to be stable, secure, nurture your home life. I mean, your home life is very important to you at this moment in time, whether that's family, soul tribe members, the physical home, or coming home to yourself, because this is another home card. Now, of course, a home is something that we build. It's also a feeling, and some of you may feel like you haven't found home yet, or you're searching. And even if you found like your dream home, for some of you, you can look at it in two ways. You can see it as a sanctuary, or you can see it as a structure that has bound you to a certain way of life. So for example, if you buy your own home, if you're lucky enough to own your own home, for example, and you have a mortgage, you've got your dream home, but also you're locked into a financial commitment that gives you a certain parameter that then you can work with the rest of your finances. So some of you could literally be like, I'm taking down debt to own my own home right now. And it can be that you're so close to doing that, there's a little bit of ways to go. And the Nine of Pentacles is like independent, financially free. For some of you, you feel like you're so far away from that position right now, you're wondering, are you ever going to be in that position? And the answer is yes. I want you to be aware of that. But the Queen of Pentacles invests in, themselves, and also nurtures all the commitments. So I feel like right now you're very practical. You're committed to a certain lifestyle where you are trying to create a foundation and feel secure. But it just feels like there's plot twists. You're having to be flexible. There's constant change, and you're just so fed up of change right now. And just a lot of things are evolving for you right now, and you just want to feel like grounded. You want to feel there's time for you to invest in yourself, body, mind, and soul. But if you're always on the go and there's a lot of pressure, you may feel that's really hard to do. But in your future, the potential position, the Four Swords indicates you're protected, but it also indicates, healing. Trying to find space to allow quiet time in the busyness of life. This can also be that you're trying to get clarity on something right now. You're trying to make a decision on something. And I mean, your options really, if you're trying to make a decision on something, is do you love it? Or do you love this path? Does your heart call to it? And do you feel secure in it? That's your options right now. If the answers are no in both of those questions, then perhaps you're rethinking your path. This card indicates that you are someone who is serious about your life goals. You're someone who's trying to be more sensual in life, connect to things that, you know, bring you joy, that help conserve your energy, that make you feel accomplished in some way, that you're completing things. Does that make sense? I'm not sure, because it just feels like if something's continuous and on the go, it's almost like the Queen of Pentacles is like, is there a milestone which says, okay, done that, I feel really proud of myself. So it feels like you're in the middle of something, working towards something, and eventually it will come to a pinnacle point where it all comes together and you're going to be truly happy with it. But right now it feels like the treadmill of life, or it's always just out of reach. You're nearly there on something. You're invested in it. You've come as far as you can with it right now, and it's just about maintaining it. Okay. Also, this could be about finances, being financially free, especially with that Nine of Pentacles there. Society has built a very challenging structure, and we can all see it, we can all feel it, of course. And I feel that a lot of you are thinking about community, home, in terms of like the changes that are going on in the world. And you may be just focusing on whether you feel secure in these changes financially and how you can find a way to secure your financial future. I see in your future you are going to be secure. But with the Seven of Pentacles, some of you may be dissatisfied or fed up with the way finances are developing at this moment in time. Whether you can stay on top of a savings plan, or whether you feel like there's always something to come and nibble at your finances. And often these things are outside of yourself. New rules, regulations, policies, new things coming on in. It can be a lot. It can be overwhelming, okay? So that's the energy that I've got coming on in here. But most importantly, this is the earthly plane position. So I feel like you're trying to ground yourself a little bit more, feel like you know where you're at, invest in yourself, use your resources wisely, whether those resources are your energy, whether it is your finances, whether it is your time. I just feel like you have no time for time wasters. And you're just looking at reciprocity in your life, because we have that Six of Cups, which is the give and take. It is reciprocity. It says here, familiarity, memories, and healing. A lot of you are going through a process of healing. That is absolutely clear, because the Four of Swords is right there. And it can be that something has changed in a familiar setting to you, something that felt like home, whether that was a friendship, a relationship, something you thought you could rely on as a structure. It feels like it's changed, or you're evolving from it, or you're outgrowing it, or it just somehow feels different and you feel it's in the past. This is a card of nostalgia. This is like the good old days. So you may be thinking about a time where you felt things had more potential. I mean, there's a pregnant person on this card, which highlights potential, for example. So it's symbolic. But normally on the Six of Cups, there are two, youthful sprites sharing, a reciprocity, a give and take, a caring, an understanding. And for some of you, this is a remembrance. You may feel like a friendship or a person or a structure that you knew where you were at with. Could even be a hobby for some of you, even a neighborhood. You just feel like it's different, it's changed. Maybe you can't even put your finger on how it's changed. It just doesn't feel like home anymore. It feels like it's in the past. And you feel a little bit isolated or alone, or needing your distance from this circumstance as a self-preservation measure, because you're trying to work out what went wrong there or what happened there, because it has changed. But I see a lot of people in general right now, and this is the collective, this message is coming up a lot. And if we come back to that 3 mushroom symbol there, about going through a period of personal development and growth in stages, of course, the mushrooms can represent stages, that you're upgrading your life in some way. And it can be that now, no playing small. You're taking up more space in your life. You're growing in your personal power. You're celebrating yourself more. You're starting to see people shed from your life, or people realize you're not fitting into their box of expectation. You're not fitting into their framework of how you used to. So therefore, they are not sure of the new you. And that means that they can't take advantage of your time or pick you up and put you down whenever they need you or feel like it. So I feel like you're holding yourself to higher standards during this time, and you're not willing to coast. You're not willing to waste your time. You're paying a lot of attention right now to the details in your life. And you're being meticulous about what it is that you want to invest your time and your energy in. And the Four of Swords is withdrawing from anything else, protecting and preserving. These two cards are preservation cards. I mean, I want you to be aware you will return to happier times. If there is a friendship that you are evolving away from at this moment in time, I feel like you and this person are going to have a very clear-cut conversation. And I feel this will harvest, a understanding of what has changed in the relationship dynamic. And I feel that there's going to be a very sensitive energy about it. It will give more independence to the relationship, so you won't see this person all the time, but you can dip in and out of this friendship. I feel like you won't lose this friendship forever, but I feel like quietly withdrawing from it is perhaps not going to help foster the relationship. If there's something that needs to be called out, I feel a lot of you are like calling it out at this time. So with a lot of love and respect, I'm going to disconnect from that energy because I feel it keeps coming back to this, the good old days, either with a friendship or with something that had a lot of potential. The Four of Swords is a period of healing, trying to quieten your life or find simplicity there. And again, I feel the collective are at this stage where simplifying, eradicating drama, and you're no different. You're picking up on that energy. The Four of Swords is an energy of meditation to help you quieten the mind, especially if you have a lot of responsibilities on your shoulders. This is basically like, can you carve out some time for you or foster some independent time where you can do things that help you be more creative or tap into that spark? Because you have, a Nine of Pentacles and an Ace of Wands, and this is inspiration, or this is this vision of your future, which is in the hope and fear position. So a lot of you are like, okay, you're limiting distractions in order to, connect to the vision of what you want for your future and take action, be responsible for it, show up. But also there is this energy of like being very clear about what it is that you want and taking a break from any distractions in order to foster that desire so you can achieve whatever it is you set out to do. And I feel like you're on course to take action and make some major lifestyle changes and choices that will help you achieve what you want a lot quicker than, most people. Let's put it that way, okay? Now, the Four of Swords is, of course, an energy of worrying as well. So I feel some of you are needing to just take a well-earned break. This is something that's in your potential. So you're going to get some news or something that's a relief that helps you take a break. And also I feel like your future is going to be more calm, more grounded. I mean, if you think about the nature of pyramids, they are connected closely with the geometric alignment with energy. So connected to the earth, grounded, and then funneling the energy up from the earth up to a very kind of like pinnacle point where your energy is like a laser. And that's why I'm excited to see the Ace of Wands there. I feel like you're utilizing your energy. So if energy has been a problem for you recently, perhaps you've gone through some changes within yourself and you're trying to recalibrate, take more time for you to work out what's going on there, be back in the flow. Your energy is going to be on optimum levels. But I feel more than anything, this is about peace of mind. This is about trying to relax and take a breath because life is so overwhelming right now. And the Four of Swords is an energy of like protecting that inner peace, a period of rest, recuperation. I mean, for some of you, if you've been on the go, this is definitely a pause or a staycation or a vacation or just some time alone. For some of you, if you've been unwell, for example, this can be that, you have been wanting to slow down or your body is giving you an energy of slowing down or needing to rest. And this is taking the quality rest that you need, recuperating until you feel you're back to best, taking the time that you need in order to recharge or heal or find your way back to rejuvenation, because this is a card of replenishing your cup, rejuvenation, knowing yourself on a deeper level. This is also a card of getting to know yourself, your body signals. This is a card of the body. So it can be that sometimes you're always on the go. You don't notice when your body is saying, "Ooh, this is hurting," or "Ow, I need more attention in this area." I'm not saying any of you are going through anything negative at all, because there's no negative cards here. I feel this is about listening to what your body is telling you when it's time to slow down and when it's time to take action. But this is a card of contemplation. A lot of you are trying to make a decision right now on something. And for some of you, it can be a relocation, or, the Chariot card can be a car, or it can be you're trying to make a decision on moving away from something that you once loved that perhaps is not fostering a development or an investment in your life, or is not enriching you in any way, shape, or form. This decision, it feels like you will find that answer in silence. Quietening your mind, you find that the answer is actually within you. And then I feel the universe is going to then show up with lots of synchronicities to offer you kind of a validation that your decision is the right one. Okay, so that's something that's coming out. Now, for some of you, this card is about love. And it can be that you've been on your own for a long time. There's an energy of independence here. Four Swords, you feel isolated in that. It's really hard to meet new people. You may feel like you've tried everything there. And the Queen of Pentacles, you're just investing in yourself, your home life right now. You may feel like you're a bit of a homebody. Chariot card is encouraging you, get out there. Connect to things that make you feel excited. Creative endeavors, perhaps, or environments that make you feel there's a vibe that you can really get with. Page of Cups indicates love is available to you. But the alone time that you've experienced, the single time, is in order to fall in love with yourself first, to find that happiness and harmony within yourself. So if there has been a bit of an inner battle, as you mature, you become more comfortable within yourself. You accept a lot of things about yourself, foster, unconditional love for self. So this is a card of loving yourself, and then the universe sending someone on in where you can feel an attraction. This card literally means, new love, or the start of fresh feelings for something or someone, where you're feeling fully invested. And the Ace of Wands there's a chemistry, there's a spark. This is like a vast ocean, and yet these two orca whales have found each other. The soul song has been strong, and they've come together. In a sea of opportunity, whatever your heart is calling for right now, the universe is going to match that vibration and send what you want into your energetic sphere. So I feel this is, a happy surprise. It literally says that, happy surprise, dreamer, sensitivity. Now, a lot of you may be looking at personal sensitivities right now in your body as well. Whether that's body, mind, or soul, I feel this is you looking at perhaps hormones changing, for example, or your environment changing, or you picking up on minute clues of how things are just a little bit different within you right now. And you're accepting those changes, learning more about them, but acknowledging that you're sensitive to certain things that perhaps you need to distance yourself from right now, or move on from, cut out. Because you have that Knight of Swords, which can be, you're quickly cutting something out, you're being ruthless with it, it's done, it's run its course, and you're on to the next, okay? Page of Cups often is news, and it's in your near future position, so I'd say there is some sort of news to celebrate. The Four of Wands is your foundation card, celebration. So there could be a celebration in your community or your friendship circle in some way, and it gets you thinking about the relationships, the past, the nostalgia, the good old days, but things are changing. So, if you have friends, for example, if you're single and they are in relationships and they're having children or families, it can be that you're just noticing the dynamic shifting. You may feel that you're a little bit more independent now, and that you all don't spend as much time as you used to. It can be that you're trying to find the balance in all of that and move with the times and the changes. So a lot of you could be going through a lot of things right now, and it just feels like with this Seven of Pentacles, you're at a fork in the road where you're reassessing. This is the alternative path. So I would say a lot of you in your life in general, you're trying to find where you feel like you are home, or you're trying to come home to yourself. And you're looking at alternative things that perhaps you haven't experienced before, new strategies, making a decision, contemplating whether you want to be where you're at right now or move forward, or if you want to keep investing in some situation that you feel has benefit, or even if you want to invest elsewhere. New environments, new social settings, whatever it is, new job opportunities, new lifestyle choices. This is a card of not being afraid to admit something isn't right for you anymore and saying, okay, this is not working, so I don't have to invest in this anymore. I'm conserving my energy. Doesn't feel good, doesn't foster growth, doesn't go anywhere. Same old thing, just a different situation. So I feel like you are looking at the alternative. What is the alternative to what I'm experiencing right now? And how do I change aspects of self in order to align with what I actually want? So you're reframing your life in some way. And, these two zebras there's like the ghost of the past, ghost of a past relationship, or ghost of a conflict that maybe then strengthens a relationship. Seven of Pentacles is an energy of investment in something. And it can indicate that you are in it for the long haul when it comes to changing your life. You're showing up for yourself, and you're not going to go back now, or you're not going to fall off the wagon, as it were, or you're not going to do yourself a disservice by reneging or going back on something that you've promised as a declaration to self. I feel like you're very serious about setting some new tasks, responsibilities, or investing yourself in a different way. You're just not returning to a bad habit or a cycle that you're not happy with. The Nine of Pentacles is a circumstance outside of yourself, which means independence is there on purpose. It means that you are called to follow a certain path right now, invest in yourself, to give more to yourself than to other things outside of yourself. If you know the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, there's a Nine of Pentacles where the figure has 6 pentacles saved, and then is giving 3 pentacles out freely. There's a bird of freedom there as well. So it can be that you want to be financially free, you're investing in yourself or your pension pot, 401k, or a savings plan strategy, whatever that is. But it's also about energy. Pentacles are about energy, investment in time. And it can be that you are saving more energy and time for yourself these days because you're prioritizing your own needs in order to protect your inner peace, conserve your energy to do things that bring you joy or that align with you more. You're willing to be open to new things, but if it's something that's tried and tested and you're like, yeah, I used to do that and it really wasn't my scene, but I did it because we were all doing it as a group or whatever, it can be that you're like, I'm detaching now, I'm doing my own thing, I'm freewheeling. So I feel this card is an energy of you having a more independent lifestyle, or maybe even having a lifestyle that other people just don't get. And that's okay, because that's not their path. A lot of you have been called to either be independent workers or, change your lifestyle to be more in nature. It says here, fruits of labor, reckless spending, and rewards. Now, the Nine of Pentacles is not about reckless spending. It can be that you are aware of it, so you're conserving your finances. Nine of Pentacles is actually to save money, okay? To be disciplined with your plans, be self-reliant, to have a foundation in place. So it can be that you are making sure that you are not reckless with your finances. So it's there as like a negative aspect if you got it in the reverse, but this position, you actually get it in the upright. This is about having more time, freeing yourself up there. And also, I would say that this is about you being comfortable in life, or looking at the structure of being comfortable. We can be comfortable and build a structure that supports our version of what we desire to have in our life, but we must not allow it to close us off to new experiences. We must be open to new experiences, or we'll get into a very comfortable cycle of repeat that becomes a complacent rut, if that makes sense. If you see the same faces, places, and have the same experiences, it's nice because that's familiarity. That's what your card here is. Six of Cups is familiarity, the stuff that you know. But there comes a point where you want a little bit more. So I feel like you're at that point where you want a little bit more. Aces bring new experiences, sudden changes, advancements, exploration, curiosity. This is a card of transformation where, you are opening yourself up to something new and daring and bold. And it can mean that you're leaving a part of familiarity or a part of your life that you once knew, but you're also acknowledging that that part has come as far as it can. And now it's time to dream big and bold and have that brand new house if you can afford it, or relocate if you can afford it, or move overseas, abroad, or retire, or whatever it is. It's going to be different for everybody. But this is you acknowledging that you can have it. This is you being inspired, taking the initiative to change your life. Because if you are not the measure of change in your life, then you will suffer the changes that other people thrust upon you. So I feel this is about you taking ownership of your life, being bold and daring, and envisaging something new. This is you being inspired. This is you reigniting that spark for lust, for life. Okay, so I feel this is also your willpower driving you to accomplish something. I mean, this is a card of advancement and willpower. Now, some of you could be trying to advance in a personal circumstance, like maybe you've been hitting the gym all the time, being active, and you feel like you've hit a plateau and you're not getting past a certain level. It can be that with true grit and willpower, you're actually going to break through to the next stage and suddenly see that, there's a payoff for your efforts. Or you could be limiting a connection with someone who perhaps you have a history with, and you feel there's competition there, or you feel they always try to tear you down. You may have enjoyed aspects of that relationship, but now you're seeing it in a different way, like they've changed, and you've outgrown that, and you're not willing to accept the dynamic any further. So this can be that you're going in a different direction, but you have to take the initiative to do something about it. Be that catalyst for change. And I feel that's something that you're doing right now. Ace of Wands is in the hope and a fear position. So when it's in the reverse position, because you read both sides here, it can be that you feel something or someone has brutally rejected you, or shut you out, or run its course, basically, or you just don't want to give energy to it anymore, because the Ace of Wands is all about energy. It's like, where are you channeling your energy to these days? And does it make you feel good? And if it doesn't, this is you setting those changes in motion in order to be your best self, to have more get up and go. I mean, the Knight of Wands energy is about insight. It's about knowledge. It's about, challenging forward, taking action. It's about confronting something, but it's also adapting to change. And I feel like you have been going through so many changes over the last couple of years that maybe you are fed up with change, but I feel it's going to bring you to the place that you want to be. And this card, it says here, action, defending beliefs, and impulsiveness. Now, because we have that Queen of Pentacles, I feel like you've thought long and hard about some of the changes, but perhaps you feel someone or something that you've experienced has been impulsive, and you're just reacting to something that has happened. I feel like your response is not impulsive because you have a Queen of Pentacles there. And the Seven of Pentacles means you've deliberated over this for a long time. But it feels like something was a knee-jerk reaction that changed everything, and there's no going back. I'm going to pull a quick card on that Knight of Swords, because the Knight of Swords indicates that you are being clever, you're being instinctive, you're understanding what's going on here, and you are keeping things going in motion in the way that you know how. Knight of Swords actually means you're doing great. Sometimes when you're in the middle of, running your life, you can't see that everything that you're doing, showing up for yourself, is actually making a difference. When you're in the middle of it, you can't see the successes, but celebrate yourself right now because you're doing an awesome job, whatever this is. So let me just pull a card. I mean, the center of that Knight of Swords is the Sun. Queen of Wands. So this is an energy of like, you've been investing in yourself or trying to find time, carve out time to invest in yourself and your home, been a bit more of a homebody. Queen of Wands is shining your light, following your passions, getting involved in communal events that foster relationships. having great time with good people. Queen of Wands is always creative collaborations or finding yourself with like-minded individuals where you build strong friendships. So if you are searching for your soul tribe, as I said, I feel like there's going to be 2 people that you really align with that will be your ride or die. So if you feel like you're having some sort of reset as you mature, maybe your life has changed on a dime and you just find yourself in a situation where everything is different. I feel like you're aligning with people who get you, who see you, who inspire you, who raise you up and don't drain your energy. Also, this is a card of expressing yourself in your own true right. This is about you kind of seeing things in your way from your perspective. Because remember, everyone sees something from their own perspective and experience. You may not agree with it. You may not understand it. But it is something that someone is expressing from their own experience, and we must acknowledge that as a perception. Now, this card also is you kind of like getting involved, expressing your passion, reigniting your spark, and being more creative. And creative can be many different things. It doesn't have to mean that you're going out there and painting. It can mean that you're, connecting to something that excites you. That can be a hobby. It can be a way of life. It can be that, you are more outgoing. That you are, seeking more fun. Finding the missing ingredients that are missing from your life right now. This is you stepping into your power. This also is a homemaker card, but it indicates that there is a balance where there's time at home, time outside, enjoying yourself, having that creative passion, that spark inside of your soul, and really living life to its fullest. And if you feel like you haven't been doing that recently, or you felt that things have been a little bit stuck in a rut, I feel like you are coming home to self. This is an aspect of self. Now, I love these 2 cards. So this is the serious side, where you're fostering security, where you are finding where you feel like you belong within yourself, where you want to invest your time. But this is about you getting out there and shining your light, saying, I've arrived. This is me. Being more charismatic, kind of treating yourself. Living in the moment, living your passions, being inspired, pushing any obstacles out of the way because you're passionate. So I feel this is about you reigniting that spark, coming home to self, and, giving back more to yourself so you have more energy. Queen of Wands is all about energy. Being lit, just, excited about life again. And that's really hard because, of course, there's a lot of challenge going on right now. But I feel like you're on that path to rediscovery, as it were. You're becoming. So I'm just going to get some final cards before I close your reading. We got 000. Yeah, it feels like a reset. Sometimes when we're in the middle of a rebirth, it can feel like we're feeling a little bit lost. We have goals and dreams and directions that we want to follow. But deep in our soul, we're doing a lot of questioning. We're doing a lot of redefining. Reframing. And I feel like you're at that stage right now where you're seeing things from like a different viewpoint. We've got 000 and 444. Okay, so these are very important numbers. We've got infinity. So perhaps that's a sign for you on something, on a direction in which to go to. It could be like a logo, or it could be an indication that there are infinite options for you available, and there's no wrong choice, only the one that you and your heart align with. And it says here, you are a divine co-creator and in oneness with all that is. Recognize your infinite nature, open your heart, elevate your vibration, and connect with the divine. Feel the presence of your Creator's love within you. There are no limits to what you can achieve. And the Queen of Wands is all about achievement. So is the Knight of Swords. This is activity. This is about, reshaping your world or carving out distraction in order to be locked onto a sense of purpose right now. And we've also got 444 there. And it says faith. Let this renewal, that's what you're going through right now, a renewal free you from any doubts about your success. The angels are guiding you to believe in yourself and all that hard work that you have done. That's why you got a celebratory card right there. It's like, celebrate yourself more. You've achieved so much so far, but because you put a lot of pressure on yourself, you don't really see how far you've come. You don't see how strong you are sometimes. You're always thinking about perhaps the things that you haven't accomplished yet, or the things that are in motion that, you want to move forward on. But it says here, the angels are guiding you to believe in yourself and all the hard work that you've done. The signs are all around you. Look closer. Find peace and certainty in your heart. The best is yet to come. That's the peace and the certainty, and the best is yet to come. There are two new things coming on in here. One's very exciting, and the other one is something that you will feel very sensitive about, but rewarded. You know, this sense of fulfillment. They're two different things. One is like super exciting, it transforms your life. And the other is kind of more some news that you feel is a relief, or you feel like, you know where you're at, okay? So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates there for you. I'm just going to go and, okay. I just saw the trinkets you got. But as you can see, my guys just pointed, this person is nurturing their garden, okay? So this is about giving back to the earth or grounding yourself. Also, it's about purifying. It's about growth, of course. I got 3-3 at the beginning there for you in your reading. I mean, for some of you, it can be that you're nurturing your garden and you're going to start to see things sprouting, for example, at this time. And some of these may even sprout earlier than is seasonal, you know, in its energy. So, yeah, that's just coming through there. Now, we do have a ring. Now, the ring literally means commitments, okay? So you have a lot of commitments, you're dedicated, but also, you know, there's a diamond there. Well, it's representative of a diamond. It's not actually a diamond, unfortunately. But, you know, that indicates that you've been under a lot of pressure and you're a true gem. You are doing something that, of course, is highly pressurized, but is going to be super valuable and give back to you in your future. Things will come full circle, okay? Also, if you're searching for love, there is a commitment on the horizon. But this is also, again, about investment. You know, a commitment is an investment to things that, you know, create value in your life. Remember your value as well, and your time and your energy is that. And of course, this is a trinket that's connected to ambition. I mean, there's an arrow there, which is definitely connected to the archer in you, my beautiful Sagittarians. But also, this is a very action-oriented Mars energy. This is about you following through on your commitments, finishing what you start. This is about your direction and being on target, okay? And reigniting your passions, or connecting to something that you're passionate about, okay? So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates. It was very complex, that one, so I hope it does resonate in some shape or form. Also, if you'd like to be in the chance to win a free personal reading from me, all you have to do is put an emoji of a candle in the comments box below. And if you don't have access to an emoji candle, just write the word candle. And of course, my guides will give me the name of a subscriber and I'll announce the winner at the end of September. Okay, so thank you so much, my beautiful Sagittarians, and love and light.